Anyone else feel pretty confident this man's gonna try to kill us or swindle us somehow?
That seems fair. I mean,
No, he seemed alright. Just
we can con and swindle him first, so then it's fine. I mean, I tried to, but I failed miserably. See a guy come up covered in gemstones and steal a fucking handkerchief.
Like that. All right, yeah. I mean, it's on the way. Let's go. We got to get to the capital. I mean, a little theater could raise our spirits. So, I mean, I'm good to press.
As you say that, you feel a hand creep across your shoulder, Loic.
I still look like a tiger.
Yeah, no worries. You freeze on the spot, Loic, and everybody else around you has also frozen, almost like frozen in time. And the grey-skinned hand reaches around your shoulder, and you can feel the observer come sort of face to face with you, like facing in the same direction, but like just a few inches from you, from ear to ear. And he says to you, "To hide in plain sight is a blessing and a curse. The hunter finds its prey in its natural home. Tooth and claw, darkness and pain, blessing and curse." He slowly turns towards you. "Return the slab." And he disappears. And everything goes back to normal. And
Return the what?
Return to the slab.
I didn't hear that last word.
Let me,
Slab.
What have you stolen, Loic?
I haven't stolen anything. That's the problem. Slab.
I stole that blue gem that does something. Yeah.
The acting book may have, to be fair.
That's where I got the blue
What
gem
has
from.
the circus stolen?
I guess we'll find out. I don't know anything about a slab. I'm telling you that earnestly, and I can almost guarantee you that.
Loic, only you know this information. It's been a few, as far as everybody else is concerned. Loic momentarily pauses stepping for about a second before resuming.
So in that case, whenever that vision leaves, just gonna stare up. My path is through the theater. At this point, I'm ready.
Okay. So you guys leave the village, and you make your way onwards through the wilderness, sticking to the path as best as possible, back to the Prancing Pony Inn. When you get there, you find the soldiers are there, along with the people who have been the riders who have been looking after the gate, what's it called, the cart. As you return to them, the riders look at you and go, "Oh, it took you bloody long enough. We've been waiting here for ages. What was the hold up?"
Slaughtered a bunch of innocent townsfolk who at the time were undead. Now they're not. The blood's not in our hands, though. And we may or may not have seen an angel. I need to play a lady later tonight, so that's going to have to answer all your questions for the time being.
That's the info you start with? You don't tell them we saved a whole town. You go, "We killed a bunch of them."
What's a town? We saved the whole world.
So many details. I gave them ones that I thought were the most interesting, and they're... I got to focus on my role, you guys. The theater is calling.
Okay, pal.
He looks at both Bellatrix and Loic, and they just go, "You guys are weird."
Yes.
And I'm just gonna say, you've been drinking for the past day. Shut up. Stop it. Go look after the cart.
You can interpret however you want, Loic. If that's what you think, that's what you need to do, then that's what you're going to do, isn't it? Okay, so the party proceeds onwards towards the next destination.
Just give the soldiers...
We'll call it a half an hour break there.
I was just going to say, can I give the soldiers a heads up that they're being called on to go to Greenfold Village?
Yeah, I would believe it goes without saying that the soldiers would then go to Greenfold Village to go rejoin Laura and Raphael. Yeah, Verity, yeah, he is red. You're a fucking tiger.
Fucking talking tagger.
Ah, dear. Anyways, Verity, I need you to roll a D100 for me, please.
Fuck.
Because I owe you 1 magic surge, and I'm going to decide when that's going to happen.
That resets after a long rest.
I know, but you are owed 1 magic surge, and I have decided that I am going to make a magic surge happen at a point where I deem it necessary.
Oh, come on!
I'm in urban encounters. I'm in the wrong. Wild magic surge list. What do we get?
Fucking hell.
Is it the plant one? Is it finally the plant one? That's all I want.
So I'm going to redact this. I'm going to redact something. Bellatrix, after you finish cutting her hair, you admire it for a few seconds.
Oh no.
And then it all falls out and she's gone bald.
I mean... I didn't do this. This wasn't me. Bella's freaking out. She's like, fuck, this has never happened before. I'm usually really good at cutting hair. I'm so sorry. I don't know how I did this. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm just like picking the hair up and trying to put it back on, like,
Yeah, you just put it on and it just keeps on falling off.
Bella's having a panic attack.
Verity just kind of like sighs heavily and then just kind of walks off.
Oh no, I'm sorry!
Completely bold. So yeah, I say when you turn into a tiger, you are a bold tiger with no fur.
No, older self, I could just grow the hair, and when I go back to my normal self, it's like bold.
It'll regrow in 24 hours, but during that time, you don't have any hair.
It'll be fine.
So, is it a Siamese cat that has no fur or something like that?
Just a hairless cat, yeah.
Just a hairless.
Yeah. So when you turn into a tiger, you turn into a hairless tiger. Even with the illusion, you psychologically can't bring yourself to create hair with the illusion. Oh god. Carts in tow, the party continues making their way down the road. Eventually, after a few hours, Arri's been sleeping the entire time in the back of the wagon. You come across a smaller village, more like a way through area, but it's got a number of like larger buildings. There's not anything that's on the map really. You know, the sign on this town says Blue Town. So I see you guys are. You guys are, there at this point. Yeah, give or take. The sun is high. It's still mid-afternoon. It's a pretty warm day. And as you're going through this town, do you see loads and loads of signs for Magumble's Magical Madness is in town. After asking about it for a little bit, eventually you're pointed to just outside of the small way town to an exceptionally large tent that has been constructed just outside. As you head there, you say to the riders that you're just going to go check this out. Could be an easy source of money. They're a little annoyed that they're being delayed again, but whatever. As you head inside, now inside is definitely, there must be some sort of magic going on here. Purely because the The inside is made of stone tiles, and then there are foyers of like balconies that go up and around, and then there's definitely a stage there, and there's a number of seats that have been made. So it kind of looks like a permanent building on the inside, but the outside is simply made of fabric and cloth. It's quite the conundrum, really. As you walk inside, you see Nun is there, and he is currently talking with an almost blue-white skinned, very obese male with completely bald head, but frazzly black hair that goes down there and a big chin beard that goes there. And he's got rosy cheeks, definitely lots of makeup on it. He's got pointed ears, and they looks like they're in a heated discussion at the moment. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna walk up to them and see why he's arguing.
Okay, so you walk up to them, and as you know, you go. Num goes, Meghan, I told you, right? I told you he looks perfect, doesn't he? What you stick him in Grell's chest, in her dress, and he'll just look just like her. It's amazing, don't you think? Magumbo turns to you and it's. Tell me, little boy, have you had much experience in the theatrical arts? Do you understand what art really is?
My life is kind of a movie, so I've been waiting for this role my entire life. Saying that pretty sarcastically.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Persuasion.
Well, you certainly have the pizzazz that I will come to expect someone who will be seeking an affinity in the theatrical arts.
And as you can see, the mere act of him talking seems to give this man be a strenuous activity for this man.
Very well. So, you wish to take the lead on Lady Forsyth. Have you ever heard of the play before?
I haven't. I have also not received any lines from your man, Bumble.
So we're working with pure amateurs. Well, we find ourselves in a bit of a sticky situation. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances that resulted in me yelling a bit too much, most of our cast have left. We've already sold out tickets for tonight. So we're in need of some additional minor roles for the play. Do you happen to know anyone who could fit those roles?
Oh, I have just an ensemble of skilled guildsmen and women, and I kind of motion towards my party.
Lesley, have you had any pizzazz in the theatrical arts before? What kind of art do you understand?
I'm more of an Art Nouveau kind of guy. If you have to ask, I'm not really into that new, the new modern kind of thing. It depends on the play. It depends on the piece.
Classics, man. Well, I suppose you guys would do. We still have a few hours left to practice. We pay all straight 50 gold pieces for the role, 70 for the lead. At least we'll still have the announcer.
I was promised half of our gold would be paid up front by your talent man.
Yep, so McGumble, I did promise him that because, like how I was supposed to get to this guy.
Just think of Frank from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, bear with me just a moment.
Now I can't unsee that.
I'm on a completely different map. That's what he looks like.
Charmer.
Beautiful. Sploosh.
So, very well then. That's 25 gold pieces for anyone who wishes to roll, and that will be 35 gold pieces for yourself, sir.
Thank you. I promise that you may or may not be satisfied.
A fantastic promise, Loic. Well done.
Alright, so we have a number of backstage roles that can be fulfilled. We have, let's have a look here. We're missing her, him, and her. Alright, so we need a lady Forsyth, which would be yourself, good sir. We need her, one of her lovers, Hugo. We have our announcer. We need father. We need someone to play father. And we need someone to play Pixie. And we need someone to play priest.
I'll definitely be the priest. Being a holy, devout, and religious man.
Fucking knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do this.
That makes sense to me.
Bella should be the pixie.
I was thinking Pixie sounds good for me.
We'll also need someone to get up in the costume and be background.
Be what?
Just the whole background.
You'll be curtains and trees and altars and stuff like that. You'll just be there, like just to add scenery to the majestic art that is my beautiful beast.
When you say leaves rustle, the tree kind of shakes a little bit. Is that what you mean?
I want to be a tree.
Oh, alright. Come now. Guys, we don't want to jump at these all at once.
So let me just put into the chat
I already claimed
roles
priest.
that are available.
It was what, Hugo the lover?
That's a good role for you, Burger.
Otti wants that role.
Verity wants to be the father.
This is the most genuine performance ever.
You're the lover, father, pixie, priest, and
Creative choice.
I'll let you decide amongst yourselves who you think you're most appropriate to be. I have more ontology to come up with.
And he goes back to sort of meditating upon his own brilliance.
Suppose I'll go background.
So, up to you guys. You decide who you want to be.
If you want to,
But you haven't got green hair anymore. No, you just green.
If you want to be background Bella, I'll take the role of Pixie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Alright, so Bella equals background.
I'm a tree.
Korgrin equals Pixie. Rennas equals priest. So we still have a father and Hugo the lover.
I think Verity wanted to be...
I wanted to be father.
Right, so Verity...
And I'm going to be the lover.
And Otti equals...
This is definitely the roles that Jack had in mind when he came up with these parts. We've played them to perfection.
I had no idea what you guys were going to be. So that would leave Arrabella to play to do the backstage stuff, which is going to include lifting the curtains and
the exhausted person.
She's still very, very exhausted.
It's
gonna be a fucking disaster.
Oh wow!
To swap, but I kind of just want to be a tree.
You'd make the cuter tree. It's fine.
Thanks.
Oh god, the curtains are probably going to be heavier than me.
Yeah.
Why do I imagine
Yeah, they
Bella
are.
singing songs about the backstage things she's doing? Like the performance is going on, and she's just there, like, I'm a tree, with my leaves, I'm so green.
That is exactly what Bella will be doing, just to herself. Like, no one will be able to hear, I imagine, but or maybe everyone can hear, but she just doesn't know.
Korgrin is the pixie.
We don't know if Pixie is a person, a pet, or a thing so
Like,
far.
yeah.
So
I'm imagining you like Tinkerbell. It's fine.
Yeah. Korgrin in a Tinkerbell outfit. That sounds
Party dwarf with a 2-foot
terrifying.
beard.
He is blonde.
When you come back to him, when you come back to Magumbo and you tell him his roles, he goes,
Well, if you think that's going to be the most appropriate thing for everyone, then I trust
That's
you
meant
to
to be
do
a
a good
comedy,
job.
sorry, what did you say?
This is meant to be a comedy, right?
No, this is a serious piece of
Perfect.
volcanic.
No,
That's
it was
fantastic.
a
No, I'm
serious
not
piece.
disappointed.
This is the harrowing tale of Lady Forsyth's quest for love, and it's meant to seriously make you reflect upon your own choices of love. It will make you cry. It will make you feel.
Ew, feel.
So,
Wait, everyone go backstage. You find the announcer and a few customers. We'll start practicing in about 30 minutes. Make sure you're ready.
So you guys are taken into the backstage where there is a number of costumes there. There is a white-haired man with long hair who's dressed up in clearly play sort of armor. He introduces himself as Manuel. He is going to be the announcer for the play. He needs to make sure everyone's following the script as much as possible. And he will need to make sure that the play stays on track. So, you guys have a little bit of time to practice.
I do not envy that guy's job.
If you guys wish to now role play about some shit, including with Korgrin, go ahead.
I'll line up behind Verity to take my turn talking to Korgrin.
Christ.
Well, no, I'm just imagining it like whilst Loic's going over his lines with whatever, just being like, "Yo, I had an astral projection last night, and I saw someone who I believe could have been related to you. He said a bunch of weird stuff. Did I get his name? Hold on. He was like long blonde hair, but a short beard, blue eyes, really magic, had like a lot of.
You would have heard that he was talking to our grandparents.
And he was talking to Grace and Ballad and Lana dear. He definitely said those names. Loranda.
Did he strike any resemblance to anyone you know?
To you?
Me?
Could it be a dwarf?
That's generally how people feel about dwarves, aye.
No, sorry, the dog jumped up on the bed out of nowhere.
Did anything of remark happen? Did anything get said?
He was having a conversation, but I couldn't hear the other half of it. There's stuff
Right.
like, there had to be another way, something failed, they were right but wrong. Someone will come back, and it won't work like that. They fucked up badly, and then they had to go back to the capital. Like I said, I was astral projecting, so I couldn't really be in a state to take full detailed notes.
Which is fair, all things considered.
But I don't know, the strangest thing is that the whole room was filled with shadows. And I could only really interact and see who they are when I touched them. But his shadow was less solid than the rest. It was different.
Perhaps because he was a man of magic, and as Grace said, this was
But Ballad was a magic user as well, and her shadow would have been fine. I had a suspicion one of the shadows could have been Melody. She's a bard, they're magic, right?
in a weird kind of way, aye.
I'm just wondering what it is about his I only guessed that it was Melody. from the way she was writing at the table, and she kind of acknowledged me speaking, but that might have just been because she heard someone say melody.
I mean, if you don't really have too much to go on, then I suppose we can assume that it was my grandfather. I never really met the man, and I never really had any kind of interaction until recently. The only time I've heard his name spoken to anyone other than my mother was, well, Grace, and few people that have happened to know of the knight's tale. Certainly, I don't know anything that could bring his shadow into, I don't know, any kind of strange form. I mean, the weaving, we kind of gathered that he's more kind of like an arcane user, so wouldn't have assumed that it would be any kind of druidic magic that's causing his shape to change. Like, when you touched him, did he seem Dwarven?
He looked like a normal dwarf after I touched him, being fairly. I don't know. I didn't think anything would come from saying this. It's just, like I said earlier today, I didn't want any secrets. So I just tried to tell you.
Did anything else happen after that?
I fell asleep.
I mean, that's fair. I suppose it has been a long day.
Wait, did you say he was a druid?
No. I mean, like, if he was a druid, he might be able to change his shape or something like that, which would explain the whole, weird shape thing that you mentioned.
What if it wasn't him? What if it was the shapeshifter taking his place?
I don't know. I mean, terribly specific, but I don't know of any shapeshifters.
Like, the shadow would have wanted to take the form of what it originally was, but he had shapeshifted into something different. That's why the shadow wasn't fully whole.
That's where my brain went.
You sure? Really? I mean, I deal more in
speculation.
I mean, it's certainly something we can look into. I mean, if you think that something happened,
a shapeshifter who had infiltrated the group.
That's what I was about to say. If there's any kind of history of the knights, and suddenly my grandfather started acting differently one day. On the Monday he's okay, and then on the Tuesday he's changed and his behaviour's different and he's treating people differently, then maybe something to keep an eye for, but otherwise I wouldn't know. But thank you for letting me know. I mean, it's nice to know at least something of him.
If it was him.
Can only hope.
Anyway. Like I said,
Verity.
Secrets, so if you don't mind, I have to go into some vocal training.
The show is the show is not a musical. That you're aware of, at least.
Pardon?
You'll be getting your scripts soon enough, but what kind of script you get is dependent on how well you remember your lines for your roles.
Ooh.
What?
That is a cheeky bit.
It's free. I got excited and then I remembered our background. If I forget my life, fucked.
So, Verity and Korgrin conclude with their chat, and then Korgrin is called over in order to practice some lines of his. Who wants to go next?
With Korgrin?
With whoever.
I'll go with Korgrin, pull him off to the side, get him alone.
Korgrin, look towards you to the side.
And can I tell it really no one else is in earshot?
You'll have to go quite a ways away from the main stage, but yeah, there'll be like a closet area that you can get into.
I'm gonna take Korgrin into the closet with me, assuming he's willing.
I turn to whoever's closest to me and I'm like, oh, they fucking.
Don't really work this way, Loic, but if there's something you want to say, all ears.
So, go ahead, get in there, and then we'll do what we need to do.
once over my shoulder, look back, see if anyone's watching, and then kind of shuffle in. Just
Whole point is for no one to watch. Whole point is so no one else sees.
Moradin's beard. What am I walking into?
Yeah, okay.
So you guys, you guys get into the closet. Inside, it's full of brooms, mops, a few buckets as well. This is more like a storage container area.
All right, listen, Korgrin, Borgie. You know, you're someone I feel like I've kind of been at odds with since I've been in the group. You know, just because of kind of like our moral character. But you're a man of integrity, passion. You know, I can tell that you care a lot about your party, your family, and kind of the people around you.
I'd say that's a safe assumption. Yes.
So I know you. I probably raised a couple red flags, you know, with all the cult stuff and all the kind of chaotic rambling.
It was a really straight from the gate. Like that was immediately where you went. There was no warm up. It was just of a cult.
Listen, Korgrin, because I know you care about your people, right? I gotta level with you, okay? I gotta tell you some things in confidence. Because I respect you, and I feel like you need to know so that it doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Right.
Okay, so I can't really talk too much about my deity, right? Like, you don't need to know the details, but essentially, you know, my deity is helping me save my people, right? The half-elves in the capital. While that might seem noble, I'm not exactly sure that my deity, that his pursuits are the most noble, right? Like, you know, he helps me, I help him kind of thing. So if I have to do something maybe chaotic in the future just to help my family, you know, help my people, I need you to understand where that's coming from, right? Because you're a guy, right? You pursue the loftiest goals, and for you, the means need to meet the ends. But for me, I just need to make sure, you know, my people are safe, my family are safe. The thing is, I really don't care how that gets done, so long as it just does. I realize some chaotic shit happens. Something doesn't seem right with what I'm doing. Just realize it's coming from a place of caring about my people.
That's all well and good, but anything, I'm probably the last person that would say that the ends justify the means. I think if there's a better way that saves more lives, that takes less lives, then probably that's the option that we should try and take, at the very least first, before swords start swinging and spells start getting flung.
And I agree with that, Korgrin, for sure. I think, especially when we went to Edgewater, right, and we de-escalated the situation, I think that's a brilliant way of taking the best option possible. But just realize at the end of the day, if it comes down to me having to do some questionable stuff to get to my ends, if there are no options, I just got to do what I got to do.
No, I mean, no one's holding a knife to your throat. You are free to think of this, think of a different way before just leaping in. I mean, if this deity said to jump off a cliff, would you jump off a cliff?
I mean, if it might help me save my people, you know, I might need to do just that, Korgrin.
If he doesn't say anything, he just whispers in your ear, jump off a cliff, Loic. It's for the best.
We're gonna level a little bit further. We're gonna go to level 2 with you, right? I'm in some deep shit with my deity. I don't necessarily trust him. I'm trying to do what I think is right. And regardless of if you help me or not, I just need you to know that. So if shit starts popping off, you can understand what's going on. So it's not, so you don't think I'm just going berserk for no reason. And that's what I'm telling you. And I hope we don't have to cross paths in the future. I really want you to understand where I'm coming from. So that's what I'm trying to do here.
I do, and I do understand that you're just trying to do what's
Meghan, welcome.
best for you, for your people. Hello, Meghan. At the end of the day, if anything, because you don't trust this fella, this person that grants you your powers or shows you the way, if anything, that should make you think, actually, can I do it different? Correct me if I'm wrong.
The thing is, I can't, and this is the path I've gone on, and I believe this is the only way to do what I'm doing. And I'll continue to help you guys because you guys have helped me along the way. But there might be a point that I need to diverge, and I just need you to be aware of that. But But I appreciate what you've been doing, Korgrin, and that's why I feel the need to keep everything upfront and honest with at least you, because I kind of view you as the leader and moral compass of our group.
Being very kind, considering if anything, before you, I was the newest member of this ragtag group of misfits and odd ends, but kind words nonetheless. If ever you need talk about what this deity is asking of you, if anything doesn't sit right, then
necessary.
By all means. But I mean, I'll hold you to the same account as I hold everyone else. Man isn't controlling you. I'm assuming you're still in control of your own actions. If you take any lives that aren't to be taken, then I'll still hold you to the same standards. But if it's the intent, if we've tried and exhausted all other means and modes, and at the end of the day, I'll go with the group's decision, and if that's the group's decision, then so be it. But no, I'm not going to excuse you, but at least I'll consider it.
Okay, and I appreciate that. So,
at that point, the door to the closet opens, and there appears to just be a backstage helper there. He just sort of puts his fingers in, he just sees you there, like looking very closely, talking quite passionately about your about your deities and stuff like that. And he just looks at you and just goes, "You want to come out of the closet?"
Wait, what do you hear, young lad?
Come in.
Something about deities and holding stuff and to the same principles and treating each other right. And sorry, you mate, and he's pointing to you, Korgrin. He says, "Yeah, Magumbo wants you on stage. Can you just come out of the closet, please?"
Suppose I. Good talk, Loic. Good talk.
I don't think he's heard enough to warrant some asymmetric action, so I'll let him be. But yeah, appreciate you spending some time in the closet with me, Korgrin. It's been a great time.
It was, one could say it was 7 minutes in heaven.
I was waiting for that.
I couldn't agree more. I'm gonna walk out of the closet looking exceedingly refreshed, and yeah, ready to get on with it.
Okay, so Verity and Korgrin have had a chat. Loic and Korgrin have had a chat.
Anyone else?
Wanted to have a chat with? I'll have a chat with Korgrin. Why not? Let's make an NPC on the spot.
Oh yeah.
Korgrin's just playing a single player game at this point where he's the main character.
Yeah.
Becoming a Korgrin dating simulator.
Just a big queue of people until Korgrin says, "Yep, that'll do."
Arrabella and Verity. Arrabella and Verity, you two have a lot to talk about, but I think it'll be more appropriate to wait to a time where you have.
I'm not going to interrogate how well she's exhausted, man.
Yeah, please don't. I'm currently walking around just being like, I was in a fucking hut, asleep, and now I'm on a fucking stage. What? and I have to pull curtains.
Oh, and your sister's bald.
Verity's bald as well.
And she's buff.
Okay.
What?
So. Oh yeah, Verity's buff.
It's steroids. They'll do this to you.
I'm your worst nightmare right now.
I'm the big sister now.
Like, to be fair, height-wise, she definitely is the big sister.
So as the afternoon proceeds onwards, everybody is given their lines and their costume. So let's have a little look. So Bella, as the background, you are given the most costumes. The first costume you have to wear is an altar. So you'll essentially be
a table,
stationary. Like your head will be visible, but your entire costume will just be an altar. The second costume you have is a curtain. So it'll be like a rolled up curtain where only your feet and your head are visible. The third costume is a tree. And once again, only your head is visible. The tree is the biggest costume. It goes nearly to the top of the whole theatre. It's probably about 15, 20 feet high. So, like, it's actually a little difficult to walk around in, especially as you can't swing your arms properly. So you look. That's the finale costume. So, like, Meghan was like, "Don't you fuck this one up. The costumes are absolutely integral to making this a serious and an emotional play." All right. So, Korgrin, you're playing Pixie. Pixie is the one final true love of Lady Forsyth. You're given, and he appreciates that you're being the Pixie because you're the smallest. You're given a pink dress with wings on the top of it that sparkle. You also have several pouches of glitter dust to throw around, essentially, as you are walking around the stage. So he says,
every second step you take, you must throw some dust into the air and pretend that you're a pixie. You must really sell it, okay?
Want me to, like, pretend to flutter as well, or is that too much?
There are some strings attached to your wings, so every step you take, your wings will flutter a little. It's very, very in-depth.
Oh. Fantastic. Any lines in particular?
Yep, we'll be going over your lines shortly, don't you worry.
Okay.
So, you, sir, Rennas, you're the priest. You're coming into the finale. You'll be marrying Lady Forsyth and Pixie.
I do love bringing a happy couple together.
So you have to remember your lines because it's very important. You're the ones that's sealing the deal. You're the one that is officiating their true love for each other.
And you're given like a proper priest's outfit, like with an exceptionally large hat that goes quite up a ways, and multiple robes of velvet. And instinctively, your mind knows that these robes are probably actually worth a fair amount of money.
Yeah, Rennas isn't giving these robes back because they're going to help him steal things later, because priests are trustworthy. So whatever happens, Rennas is not leaving here without these robes.
So to be fair, though, all the costumes that are currently in this are actually very, very well made together. And if you did take those costumes, you would have the ability to pretend to be the people who you are.
Can pretend to be a pixie?
You could.
Oh man! Bella could be a tree.
If it's against somebody who's really fucking stupid, like it could work.
I'm a tree, promise. I'm an altar.
Including the tree, you could pretend. I would say in a forest you'd have.
Can I hide amongst the trees?
You'd have
be the Bella for the trees.
You have the tree.
That or walking around, she could be a very convincing extra to a play.
That's it. That's all I'm good at.
Verity, you're playing father. You must play the emotional support for Lady Forsyth after she is rejected by her lovers. You are a source of comfort and inspiration for her. You must really
Those
sell
words
it
all
with your
describe
authority.
me very well.
You
Support
must
and
play
comfort.
it. Be authoritative and assert your dominance over the crowd, and they will all fall in love with you. It's absolutely essential that you pull that across. Okay?
And your outfit is kind of lordly in a way, almost like a noble's outfit. Rennas instinctively knows that outfit is also worth a fair amount of money.
Oh, and then he goes to Otti. Otti, you will be playing Hugo the Lover. You'll be the person who will reject Lady Forsyth in the opening scene at the altar, sending her on her journey.
I'm the altar. It's me.
You really have to put it across. It's going to be a very emotional scene. I want to see real tears from you, okay?
Bella would just be there grinning as the altar. It's like a big smile, wasn't it?
That altar's smiling!
Okay, so I want everyone except Arri to make an intelligence check. As your scripts are given out to you, and you try to memorize the lines.
Oh man!
Oh baby!
Do I have to? Do I have lines as the altar?
Yes, you
The
do.
fucking pixie, dude.
Oh, where am I at advantage? Ignore that.
Yes.
This altar's gonna fall for my life. Guys.
Yes. Some of you remember your lines and some of you don't. Yes. Okay. So, right.
You see a side of Korgrin that no one has ever seen before, and that's a love for classic theatre.
Alright, so I'm going to be sending you your scripts now. Through
Takes this
Whispers,
shit to heart.
So,
I'm imagining like David Bowie makeup going on.
Verity and Loic, your lines. Loic, you remember some of the lines. Verity, can you roll me just a d20, please?
D20.
No.
Yes, please. Excellent. So sorry, this may take me a couple of minutes. So discuss amongst yourselves.
Just noticed that between our group, our combined intelligence modifier is 0.
That says a lot about our group.
Mhm.
So the Whispers I'm going to be sending you, these are in order of your lines. So
Ooh.
Yes, mine's a +3 on intelligence.
Mine's a -1. Or is it a 0?
Right now you've got...
Oh, no, it's +1. Oh, yes. I think I... Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. Wisdom on -1.
Can I just ask someone to like hit me, just to make sure I'm not actually dead?
I go up to Arri to start fucking smacking her.
Like, not that much, Jesus Christ!
Lesley, no! No, don't do this to us!
Just come and just start like beating her character as soon as she wakes up.
Oh, God. Like, because I just saw Korgrin get really, really excited about this pink tutu with wings and glitter, and there's people getting given lines, and Bella is turning into a delta, and I'm just like...
Do more of like a pinch on the cheek. Like, I feel like that would be more appropriate than,
a pinch on my cheek. Has anyone else noticed that the island above the frontier looks a bit like a teddy bear?
I have now. So it is a chicken.
I can't see it. Hang on, let me.
That's the beak, and that's the head.
I imagine the
Oh,
clothes
I
that
see
Verity's
that.
wearing looks like
a ladle.
Yeah, and Verity is... Yes. You're currently looking like my uncle. Our uncle. And just, I'm not getting this. I still don't actually know why we're here, by the way. No one has actually explained to me why we're currently getting ready to
Loic
go
was
on
harassed
stage.
by a random guy covered in gems that I was only able to pickpocket a fucking handkerchief from because I suck. And he said that Loic was perfect to play the lead roles because the lead was now pregnant and they had no actress to play the thing. And somehow there's 6 extra spots that we're all taking as well. I don't quite know
You need
how
to figure out how a pregnancy sneaks up on them out of nowhere to the point where someone can't act. Rapid onset acute pregnancy.
Shit.
Like, at any chance, can I sneak in and see the actress who's pregnant?
Oh, that's me? You're not gonna take my spot?
No, I just want to see what she looks like.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'll get to that in a bit, sorry.
Wait, are we actually going to have to say these lines?
Yeah.
We are performing. And a performer performs.
Verity, father's line, coming up.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like, giving everyone their lines, and I was like, oh my god, my 6 got me no lines. I have to wing it.
I'm really looking forward to watching this, by the way, guys.
I didn't get
You're the one going to be making checks at disadvantage to make sure that it happens.
Yes, you can, Loic. Alright, and now priest lines.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, or some jumbled gibberish of what I think might be lines because I'm stupid.
You get the best of both worlds.
So, these are all your lines as best as you can remember them. Okay, so, Everybody remembers the lines as best as possible. So, everybody's parted off into their individual rooms in order to start getting ready for the show is about to begin in half an hour. It's a full house tonight, apparently, and you're all slightly nervous. You're going over your scripts, you're trying to remember your lines. It's like, okay, this is what I got to do. This is how I act. And the key thing is that you need to pay attention to the. Yes, you can, Verity. The key thing is to pay attention to the announcer, Manuel. He will be directing the scene for the audience, so that everyone is on the same page. Okay, so what did you guys want? What did you guys want to do prior to the show?
Like, I would like to apologize to everyone beforehand.
I would like to I want to put on an auburn, maybe like an orangish wig, apply some makeup, really set myself into my alter ego that I'm trying to cultivate.
Oh yeah. No, you do that, Loic. You adult. You have two people work. You have two people working on you. Bella, you're busy getting ready for your costume, so you can't work with Loic on this one, unfortunately. But you have two reasonably young women. They style your hair upwards a little bit so they can put a nice big auburn wig over you. That looks beautiful in every way. Makeup's put on you, lipstick, eyeliner, all that and you're also given a beautiful white dress. It's very frolicky, very large. Think like Cinderella sort of thing. And then Otti, you're taken out of your guard uniform and you are given what accounts to a Zorro-esque uniform, very suave. It basically, as much as it allows it, it's a very V shape. So it's meant to sort of enhance a male's chest hair, but obviously I assume Otti doesn't have chest hair, so.
I've got more chest hair than most of the guys here, so.
I'd like to see an orc out here at all.
So that's what you have. You have a bandana that goes over your head, so it covers up to your basically top part of your head is covered like that, and tied at the backwards. It's very skin tight clothing. You're a bit too big for whoever was the actor for this, so you'll be moving around a little bit more difficulty. Arri, you're shown how the ropes work, and the significant weights in each pulley. So you'll have to do some athletics checks to ensure that the thing goes smoothly. Whose costume have I not gone over yet? I think that's everyone's costume, isn't it? Right.
I am back. I go with the purposes of my name being on the script and the little pamphlet that people get. Can I go with a fake name?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I want to go by the name of Jean Toussaint. Anyone?
I'll remember it. Okay. So
it's very witchery.
You all come out onto the stage as you're called forth, and you can hear the talkings of the crowd on the other side. And then there is silence as you can hear the familiar sound of Magumbo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fantastic viewing of your life. I, Magumbo, have made this magnificent play that will now be brought forth to you by the most capable individuals you will ever see. Now, may you enjoy the show.
Fucking hell.
So, Manuel, the announcer, steps forward onto the stage and he goes, "We begin our story with the fair Lady Forsyth as she walks down the aisle to her dearly beloved."
I am happy as can be. For today, I feel...
Dearly beloved, Hugo, where are you? Stage. Whispers to you. And as you can see, aren't they pretty? Such devilish things. And Lady Forsyth approaches the altar, and she speaks aloud her heart.
I'm happy as can be. For today, I finally seal my proposal and declare all my undying love for my beloved. Go. I take Otti by the hands.
And with that, Hugo looks Lady Forsyth deep into the eyes.
My Lady Forsyth, I cannot marry you, for I am deathly ill and cannot do this anymore.
The whole crowd goes, oh!
I'm an altar!
Background. Where's the background?
I'm
Background.
altar! Hello?
Where's the background?
You're not on the stage, Bella. Get on the stage.
I'm just screaming it from behind there. I'm an altar! How am I supposed to move as an altar?
So as she's done that, Bellatrix immediately waddles onto the stage as the altar and just sort of sits down. Meghan voice is going, "Wait, you're supposed to be on there already."
Okay, as the altar crawls onto the stage, I'm gonna look struck him. Oh, but I am losing my mind. My beloved has left me, and now I am seeing things that could not possibly happen within the real world. This mundane furniture has begun to walk. I begin to diminish mentally as I can no longer go on without Hugo.
Well, goes. And as you can see, the effect of being left alone has made our Lady Forsyth hallucinatory, and now she sees common household objects and altars walking around the stage. Woe and lo and behold, her mind is truly lost and gone.
I'm an altar.
Combo just goes, oh, what? And then we follow from that as the tale proceeds onwards.
Oh.
And now, Our Lady Forsyth, sorry, at this point, Arri, can you do an athletics check? Close the curtains so the scene can be changed. And you surprisingly do so. Wait, you're at exhaustion, aren't you? Roll at disadvantage. You need to roll at disadvantage because you're exhausted.
Okay. I'll do another like that for now, and then I'll go on to disadvantage.
No worries. So with that, it takes you a little longer, but you are able to close the curtains, allowing for the set to change. Manuel immediately ducks through the curtains and says, "Background, get into your costume and get onto the stage now!"
Okay.
Don't fuck up! Don't talk!
Where am I supposed to be? Do I know? I'll just get back on stage.
You changed outfits.
I need to change outfits.
To a curtain.
So
Yeah.
it takes you 5 minutes, but you get yourself into your new costumes.
Wonderful.
And then Arrabella once again pulls the curtains open against all
Me?
deathly will. Arrabella, fighting against exhaustion, she's able to pull out the curtains. And Manuel goes, "And now Our Lady Forsyth is once again alone and miserable, for her big day has been ruined. She retires to her room in sorrow and finds her father there and an expensive-looking curtain."
Yes! I'm a curtain.
Stand next to the curtain.
It speaks! It's possessed!
Why does nobody love me the way I love them? I have such a large heart, but nobody ever recognizes it. Am I doomed to loneliness? and pain forever? Father, what must I do?
And her
Son is
father
mine!
responds.
My dear son, one is lost out there running. Never be yourself, or else you'll never get what you want. Forget that I love you. I am very important. I love everyone but you. You're all special and I must teach you my subject. Have you ever heard of K-pop idols? They are very attractive and very good at performing. And
This news, I feel like...
What?
Do like...
She's right. I'm Curtin.
Do like an over-dramatic crawl on the ground with like my hand reaching out before I like crumble into like a little ball.
am I next to
Arri,
me
can I get
or am
enough-
I still talking?
You can still talk if you want, but it's like going NC.
I'll just stand up on one in the background like this. But yes, K-pop idols are really good. I particularly like one by the name of Kim Young-hoon. He is very attractive.
And with that, the curtains close. Manuel pops his head through the curtains. He goes, "You guys are seriously fucking this up.
No, it's
Get
great.
your shit together."
It's perfect.
At this point, the crowd is mostly just laughing. So everybody gets
Walk off the
changed.
stage like,
Everybody gets changed, and Arrabella once again pulls the curtains open. And Manuel goes, "Lady Forsyth now takes a stroll amongst the woods when she notices a pixie fluttering around the trees."
Ew! A pixie? Are you available for love? You know what to do?
What?
My Lady Forsyth, if you would look past my stature and species, you will see I love you. May we marry and be happy forever?
Please tell me you're joking. This has to be a joke, right?
To which Manuel says, and the priest arrives to seal this confession of love between two lost souls.
It is I, the priest.
A man as noble as his morality is scrupulous.
And the priest, as Pixie and Lady Forsyth take each other's hands, the priest looks over them both and says his sermon.
I hereby pronounce you separated and divorced. Wait, yes, and sorry, and everyone out there in the audience, now you may kiss.
The crowd just goes, what? And Montgomery's going,
I said
what the fuck?
kiss.
What the fuck? And that, like, some of them kind of, some of them kind of look at each other and like they lean in a little, and they're like, no, this is weird. This is weird. What the hell?
But Artie's moved next to Numpty, apparently.
Who are you?
And I'm gonna stand next to Rennas. Yes, indeed. For the true love story is not within the stage. True love story is within the seats of those and the like. You must find love within your heart. You must not act it. You must live.
I throw glitter into the audience.
Fucking curtain.
I'm trying to raise some fireworks behind everyone, like.
Can I move as the tree?
Yes, you can. It's very difficult. You start waddling over the tree.
So I waddle it to the front, and Bella goes, I am a tree. I got these leaves. Oh, can't you see? Yes, I am a tree. I've got branches. I hope you see.
I'm gonna walk up and put my arm around the tree. If a maiden as fair as I can find love with a tree as noble as this, then surely you too can find love within the confines of this strange society.
I'll try and wrap a branch around you. And I pull you in for a big hug and wrap you behind me so no one can see.
Since Bella's a barbarian, I'm assuming she just yanks me by the neck.
At this point, those of you who believe there is a finale, please begin that finale.
Fancy!
There's no singing in this play.
Whoa!
Fancy.
Background!
Can we get one final athletics check from Arrabella at disadvantage?
Oh my god!
Wow! Fucking hell!
I'm proficient.
Exhaustion just makes her insanely strong!
Arrabella is able to close the curtain on everybody finishing the play.
Hey!
Thank you.
The crowd is just laughing and laughing. You can hear them on the other side of the curtains at the moment. After a few minutes, Magumbo comes bursting through the main area, the main curtains into the backstage where you guys are. Goes,
What the bloody hell was all of that?
It was a masterpiece!
It was butchered! You ruined it all!
The audience loved it.
Listen here!
They're supposed to be crying, not laughing!
Listen here,
Have any of them asked for a refund?
We were crying and laughter. We combined the two most common archetypes of the theater. Could you have found anyone more attractive than a maiden as fair as I?
No, you ruined me. You ruined my reputation as a serious script writer and play presenter. I'll never find work
rejuvenated the genre.
I mean, with all due respect, this is what happens when you recruit your entire cast half an hour before the play.
Yo,
oh, why did I ever fire those people?
If you've already done successful serious plays, now people know you as multi-talented. Sure,
Precisely.
Extending your repertoire. Unintentional, and you can't go wrong.
Make a consoling check at disadvantage.
Wait, who's this?
Persuasion. Verity, make a consoling check at disadvantage. It will be a persuasion roll.
I am a tree.
Oh god.
Persuasion.
Like a lot of heavy tongue action as well before the kisses even started. Disadvantage.
He stops crying briefly and looks at you, Verity, and just considering this, not recognizing when Otti just comes up beside him and just gives him a good plucking kiss.
You sir, visionary for your time.
Well, so long as everyone is happy. But I've learned a very important lesson today. Never ever hire strangers for your play. Never ever hire strangers for a play.
I think you'll look back on this day as a defining moment of your career when you expanded your horizons into the wonderful playwright world that you have now entered. Before I hadn't heard of you before today. I will never forget your name.
I'm going to be the laughing stock of the theatre community.
Your ticket office is going to have a line stretching back 2 miles tomorrow with people lining up to get tickets for your play.
Maganda, it's a miracle. Everybody's reordered tickets to come back tomorrow.
You're welcome, Magumbo.
At this point, like Num's rush by. He's like, the audience, they want more. It's fabulous. They've ordered new tickets and they're spreading the word. We've never had this much sellout in such ages. It's a wonder.
Well, this was clearly planned by me all along. I'm such a wordsmithing genius, after all.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
We know he's bullshitting.
He's like, I've just heard him lie. But this is how stupid I am. I'm going to roll a... And still not know he's lying, even though I've just heard him.
No, the DC on this is really fucking low.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He's lying.
I'm glad that I am a lyrical genius.
Excuse me, I was the only one who wrote a song for this fucking thing. Speaking of, you can buy it from me if you'd like.
It was clearly my inspirational guidance that gave you such pizzazz to write a masterpiece in what I assume was just a few seconds.
Clearly.
Lyrical genius, right here. Hey.
Maybe the lesson here is that you should be encouraged to hire more actors last minute all the time.
Change your cast constantly.
I don't think my heart could survive such panic. Well, shall we take a bow for the audience then?
Most definitely.
Sure.
Okay. So, the rest of the backstage crew raise the curtain, and Magumbo's there. He says,
"I give you your cast for tonight."
And the ones of the crowd that are not laughing like so much are just they give you a round of applause.
Thank you.
And you all take a little bow.
Thank you. I will be taking I Am a Tree to Broadway.
Can I get perception checks from everyone, please?
I mean, surely they know I'm not a tree.
You have
fly away in
advantage.
the outfit. You can fly away in that outfit if you want to, Verity.
I'm gonna use a new power I got, Jack. It's called Dark One's Own Luck. I can add a D10 to an ability check.
Okay. You can use that once per short rest, right, or once per long rest?
Once per short rest.
I'm going to read the dash of this
Bella,
perception.
that's
before
deception, not perception.
Oh, I thought you said deception. That's why I was like, I'm sure they know I'm a tree. There we go.
Okay. So everyone but Rennas notices that whilst the crowd is quite in unison in some way, they are applauding, they are laughing. They've actually had a relatively good night. But there is one individual who was sulking at the back of the audience, an elderly-looking woman. She hauntedly gets up and leaves. And only Verity notices that her fingers sparkle with a green energy.